Hi everybody, thank you for joining us today. We will begin in 2 minutes. Thank you for taking the time to join us for this webinar. Today we'll be talking about taking your business to the world. But first, a bit of housekeeping. A recording of this presentation will be available to download and replay after the webinar has finished. You will also be able to access this presentation on Facebook's Blueprint, our global online training program, designed to help you reach your goals in a way that works best for you. Also, if you have any questions during the webinar, feel free to send them via questions window in the GoToWebinar control panel on your screen. We'll then try to respond during the Q&A period. Let's get started. Your host today will be myself, Kara Muniz, Global Cross-Border Marketing Manager.
And myself, Jay Popat, Product Marketing Manager, Cross-Border.
At Facebook, we believe in the power of connections so much so that it's our company's mission. We also know that your mission is to grow your business and connect with consumers that matter the most to you. Today, we'd like to talk about how globalization, be it an irreversible trend, doesn't have to leave your business behind. At Facebook, we believe the solutions for growing your business by finding new customers, no matter where they are, shouldn't require a resource that's most important to you: time. 1. Today, we'll take a closer look into 3 key areas. First, how technology, both mental and physical migration, are creating a world that's more connected than ever before. Next, the new opportunity that is this borderless world. Finally, how we can help you reach your next best customer. So let's get started by talking about today's connected world. The world is more connected than ever before in any point in human history. People are more globally engaged than ever, and this is happening because of 2 major shifts: the movement of people and the movement of ideas. Looking at the movement of people, in just the last 15 years alone, the number of international movers, or people relocating to a new country, worldwide, has increased by 41%. The reason for that is really threefold. If we look at it, we can break it into those buckets of economic, people moving into their jobs for financial opportunities; personal, people want to experience new cultures and new places to live; and finally, political. With the flux all around the world, people are seeking out a safe place to have a better life. The next area we really think about is the movement of ideas. If you think about this, when was the last time you read a news article from another country, watched a movie or listened to a song, read a novel by a foreign author, or play a game invented overseas? connected or followed somebody who grew up in a country different than your own. And then really think about how you consumed those ideas or pieces of content. A good guess is that you probably did so on a mobile device. All of this new behavior and activity are leading people to identify themselves as global rather than a national citizen. In fact, 1 in 2 people now see themselves as a global citizen. And 900 million people have international connections on social media alone. What does this mean for you as a business? Let's dig into today's connected world. Digital, especially with the growth of mobile devices, is unlocking an entrepreneurial spirit and opportunities that are no longer local, but global. These global citizens take their purchasing power wherever they go and actively seek out new goods and services from other countries. Traditional consumers now shop globally, and this global trend is rapidly increasing. In fact, 360 million people made a cross-border e-commerce purchase in 2015, and that's rapidly growing as well. This phenomenon is sweeping the globe. Let's just take a few simple examples of trade routes where consumers are expressing intent to purchase a good from another country. For example, 84% of people in the UK would love to purchase something from the US. Well, if we look at Taiwan, they're looking to seek out goods from the UK. 93% of Indonesians look to France to purchase their goods. Well, 50% of Russians are willing to purchase from Japan. This is a really big shift in the way that we think about globalization. Instead of static lines connecting traditional trading hubs, both in Europe and North America, it's now much more complex. A sprawling web of businesses flowing outside of borders and across the world, for instance. Global flow, from everywhere to everywhere, has replaced those traditional trade routes of yesterday. Going global used to be about capital and labor. But now it's about knowledge. Expanding into new countries used to mean building offices, finding new suppliers, or changing your product. Today it's about finding that audience overseas that will love your product, and they are there. Think about instant exchange of goods that's shaping today's economy. Apps, music, streaming services, games, clothing, beauty products, and computing services. And this instant globalization has the capability to reach into new countries where purchasing power is growing and demand is up. Technology really does open the doors for emerging markets across Africa, Asia, Latin America, and many more areas. By 2020, the millennial generation will be the largest population on Earth. As the developed world populations age, 85% of the world's population will now be coming from emerging markets. Of that, 90% are under the age of 30. In fact, 3/4 of regular users on Facebook in sub-Saharan Africa are millennials. This means more spending power. Growth rates in consumer spending will outpace developed countries. This also means for your business that you need to be there. Mobile will be the first universal medium available to reach people living in emerging and high-growth markets. We have leapfrogged the desktop era. There is no shift to mobile. There never was in emerging markets. As we've seen, the world has never been more connected. People are moving across borders, mobile and internet have connected people everywhere, and this new connected mindset has led to a massive trend towards cross-border commerce. If you're thinking of going cross-border, this is your moment. So how can Facebook help? We want to connect businesses to people who love their products and services no matter where they are. Now let us show you how you can leverage the Facebook family of apps and services as you expand and grow internationally. With the Facebook family of apps and services, you can be present where people spend their time, connect with the right audiences, and really scale your business. Taking a look at this first bucket of the family of apps and services, you can be present where people spend the most of their time, connecting with those right audiences and really scaling your business. Facebook alone has almost 1.9 billion monthly active users around the world. That's almost 1/5 of the world population. We also have 1.7 billion mobile users, a really key aspect when thinking through creative. On top of that, Instagram has over 600 million people around the world, and you can now target those audiences the same way that you're used to doing on Facebook. Our audience network allows you to reach millions of people across over 1,000 high-quality apps and mobile websites around the world, leveraging that same targeting from Facebook and also many of the same creative formats, letting you reach people wherever they are. And Messenger has more than 1 billion users each month. People are increasingly using Messenger to communicate with businesses, especially in emerging and developing markets. So those are a lot of big numbers. So why should you really care about that? What does it mean for your business? If you look at time spent, a key indicator of where people find value, the Facebook family really is where people are spending that time. In addition, the audience network has integrated with apps where people are spending nearly 6% of all time on mobile devices. It's a really key aspect for when you're thinking of how to reach people. Secondly, all that matters because you can find exactly the right people in any country. Millions of businesses are already doing this. If you look at cross-border connections between people and businesses, you'll see that people engage with brands from foreign countries. 30% of small and medium businesses on Facebook have followers from another country. People on Facebook are already global-minded consumers who are eager to talk to and buy from companies abroad. Here are some of the ways that we're hearing from them. For example, Brazil, 73% of people are actively searching out new products. While in Thailand, 68% of people are researching and finding out what's newly available. With the Facebook family of apps and services, you can be present where people spend their time, connect with those right audiences, and really help to scale your business. Next, Jay will take us through some of those products.
Thank you, Cara. As Cara mentioned, I'll be taking you through some of the products we have to help you reach where people are spending their time. So let's first take you through this. This is worldwide and regional targeting. And this helps you reach people in groups of countries or absolutely anywhere in the world in a way that is more convenient for businesses. We allow you to target different options, such as multiple countries, regions, or worldwide, or even trade areas. Let's say, for example, you're just going to expand to European Free Trade Area. You can select that, or even just trade zones like NAFTA or ASEAN. And this makes your life easier if you want to run campaigns across those multiple countries. Moreover, by adding more people into a single ad set, this also increases our likelihood of finding you valuable customers compared to just targeting those single countries individually in different ad sets. The next product I'm going to show you is our lookalikes tool, and it's one of our most powerful tools. It helps you find new audiences that are similar to your current best customers. So how do we do this? We take a seed audience provided by you in a privacy-safe way, such as a file of your best customers with their email addresses in, or for example, your website pixel traffic. What we do then is that we can find audiences who look similar to those best customers and thus are likely to love your product and service no matter where they are. So previously, this solution worked on a domestic level. But now what we've done is that you can use your lookalikes to find people not only in countries different to your own, such as let's say if you're a US business, you can find them in the UK, but also in a combination of countries or regions or even worldwide. So if you're a young US business and starting to expand to Europe, you can provide us with your US customer list and we'll find you your best potential similar customers in Europe, for example, or even worldwide. And businesses around the world are already using this tool with great success. Now, the next product as well, and this is coming out soon, is dynamic language optimization. And what this does is that it helps you automatically deliver the right language to the right person. Moreover, it actually helps you optimize your budget by delivering the right language to the right people. So we do this already today with your ads. For example, when you upload 3 different ads, we automatically start delivering and spending the budget on the best performing ad that you have out of those 3. Now, how does this work in the language example? So imagine you're a small business that again is just about to expand to Europe. Previously, you'd need to decide how much budget you put in an English ad set, a French ad set, or a Spanish ad set. What this tool does is that it takes the guesswork out of that by automatically delivering your ads to the best people for you based on the language they speak. All that you need to do is give us the language ads and the total budget, and we find the best people for you no matter which of those languages they speak. So that business I talked about previously expanding to Europe would give us their English, their French and their Spanish creative, their total budget, and we will find the best people for them in Europe, no matter whether they speak English, French, or Spanish. And this is currently rolling out in the API, and as mentioned, will be available in Power Editor and in Create Flow over the next few months. So another tool you can use to better understand people is Audience Insights. So with the Facebook Audience Insights tool, you can learn more about audiences from your email list, your website pixel traffic, or even your mobile app traffic. We can provide you with details around geography, demographics, psychographics, purchase behavior, or all of the above. For example, let's say again, you're a small business, you're sitting in one country and you're thinking about where should I go next? You know most of your existing customers are females between the ages of 18 to 30, they're single, and they like dogs. But where are the similar customers outside your country? Where do they live? What country are they in? You can use Audience Insights to learn about these audiences and the segments you can reach. For example, you can actually find out Brazil has 10 million potential customers who are female, aged 18 to 30. Again, this helps you learn about where you might have customers similar to yours in new countries, regions, or even where they are across the world. You might be asking yourself, how can I find new markets before testing? And we are working on a solution for that. The Facebook IQ Cross-Border Insights Finder will be ready in the coming weeks, and it will let you compare Facebook Insights across countries and identify growth opportunities across the world. So don't forget to check back on our website for more information in the coming weeks. So now you know a bit more about your audiences, your next step to marketing to these international consumers is understanding them. So if you're unsure of who to target and what to say to this new global consumer, for example, how do you get to know a UK customer if you're not actually in the UK? Facebook IQ can help you there. Our Facebook IQ team brings world-leading expertise to our data analysis and storytelling. They provide us with a true understanding of people, who they are, what they do, and why they do it. They also look at what drives people to stop, look, feel, share, and ultimately buy. So now that you're familiar with the solutions offered, let's talk through some ideas of how to use them together to start growing your business. We often talk about how to drive people from awareness of your brand and what you stand for to purchase and loyalty. And the marketing funnel strategy has been a powerful guide to doing just this. Whether it's increasing awareness of your products or services, generating demand, driving acquisition, or having people make transactions, we have advertising solutions that enable you to deliver people-based marketing at every stage of the customer journey. You can also drive loyalty and lifetime value with existing customers by re-engaging at each of those stages. An image here is a general way to think about this. But what does that actually look like in the real world? So let's go through the strategy that Huge Games used recently to drive installs of their app and have people make purchases within their app. So their first step, what they did, was taking worldwide targeting and layer on English language targeting. This meant that they could target all English speakers around the world to try and get installs of their app. The second step for them was to take the audiences that responded well, e.g. those who actually installed via and they saw that they installed it through the app SDK, which is similar to the website pixel, and remarketed them to encourage activity within the app, such as purchases. With this audience that installed the app via the app SDK, Huge Games actually use multi-country lookalikes to find more people like them globally. So to recap, what they did is they saw who actually installed in that app and said to Facebook, find me people similar to those people around the world. And the final step for even more installs, where they localize the game, the copy, and the creative in the native languages, so they reach an even larger audience around the world. So, what was the result of that strategy? Over 10 days, Huge Games saw these results. A 5x increase in monthly installs, a 50% cost per install decrease from using worldwide targeting, and a 22% increase in return on ad spend, all within a short period of time by using our best practice tools. So let's take a different type of business. How about, let's say, an e-commerce and retail business? And let's take a look at Time, a company that manufactures and sells hair styling products. The first step for them that Time took when it came to expansion was to target a European audience with a Canvas-style ad. This is an immersive ad format that showcased the different styles that Iron can create and was used to build awareness of the brand. The second step the team took was then to build an audience of people who had interacted with the Canvas ad, as well as people who either visited the Time website or added the Iron to the actual online shopping cart, but they did not purchase. Once that audience was created, Time added the option to create international lookalikes for Europe to find high potential customers abroad that did not know them yet. Again, taking customers who have an intent to purchase, who they believe was high value, and finding more people like them. And then for the final step, video ads were run in both mobile and the desktop newsfeed to complement the previous ads to find high potential customers. All of their ads were optimized for conversions and included calls to action that directed people to its e-commerce site to ultimately purchase. So, what happened? So Time's ongoing international campaign has been such a great success that the team has duplicated the strategy in many more markets. The company's success on Facebook has led the team to grow to nearly 40 employees. And just between December in 2016 and March 2017, it achieved a 52% decrease in cost per acquisition. So again, using this strategy, they saw some amazing results that has really helped them to grow their business, not only in terms of sales, but also in terms of jobs that they've created for themselves. So we've given you some examples here. What we'd love to do now is switch to question and answer. If we don't get to yours today, you can go to the Facebook Help Center for more information. Again, visit our website for more details. So given that, let's take a look through what we have coming through on the webinar. Cara, I believe you're asking the questions, and then we'll just answer them together.
Excellent. So we believe we have some questions coming through. So Jay, our first question is around lookalike audiences. How do we go about finding potential next best customers around the world?
So that's an excellent question that we hear quite often. I'll break it down into three main parts. So firstly is the audiences side. We'll create a lookalike audience abroad using your seed audience. For example, a custom audience, people who engage your page, or people tracked by your conversion pixel. You can then include people from multiple countries in your seed audience, and our system will automatically optimize for them. The second area is targeting. You can then choose to narrow your search further with demographic targeting, for example by gender or age. And then there's our delivery system, which analyzes data throughout the progress of your campaign, and our system will gradually improve its delivery, only displaying ads to people who are likely to take the action you actually optimize for or what you want to achieve. Cool.
That's a great segue into the next question that's around targeting. Since our systems allow for so many different combinations, is there a best practice when it comes to targeting one continent versus multiple countries within that continent?
So when you actually target one campaign in, say, Asia, it can actually result in higher performance than running individual campaigns for every single country in Asia. And this is because as your campaign progresses, our system can target your budget to people most likely to take the action you optimize for. It's also more convenient for you to create only one campaign. And after your campaign, your metrics will likely give you valuable insights on the best markets for future campaigns and how it's performed overall.
Excellent. I actually love this next question. Do we have any tips for using multi-country lookalikes?
If you have only one country in your seed audience, the more domestic people in the seed, the better. So let's take an example. If you're going targeting Germany, having 100,000 people in the German seed audience will likely have more diversity than 10,000 people. When we think about diversity, the greater the diversity, the easier it is for us to create a high quality lookalike audience or the most similar customers. Let's say you don't know the countries in your seed audience. Let's say, for example, you just have a pixel and you know there are people from multiple countries coming in. Generally, the more people you put in, the better. For example, your lead ads might pull in customers from all sorts of places. Creating a custom audiences of these people is a great idea. And make sure it's big enough to give us the diversity we need in terms of giving us more signals for us to work with.
So when we look at worldwide targeting, does that mean you start showing my ads only to certain countries that are performing? How does that work?
Yeah, so not necessarily. How our delivery works is that we try to find the best people for you no matter where they are. It may not be that your best customers are all in one country. There may be other distinguishing factors for people who are likely to convert that occur across many different countries, and our system tries to sniff this out to find the best people for you. So let's take an example. Let's say you sell products for dogs. You're selling like a dog company, you're selling dog collars. Now, dog lovers across the world, across multiple countries, may actually be purchasing. So our delivery does not limit to specific countries, but instead tries to find more dog lovers for you no matter where they are. They may be across many different countries. It's just about the people who are going to convert for you. And using worldwide targeting helps us think about where those people are.
Excellent. Thank you so much for that, and thank you for sending the questions over. But now it's your turn. To close, I want you to imagine the old way of globalization. Lots of global companies were once small businesses. Then they scaled and became global players. They made it even when there was no major convertible currency. And when worldwide restrictions on the flow of capital and trade and people across borders, it did make it extremely difficult to do international business. Fast forward to today, we're in a much better shape. But the opportunities are only for those who truly want to seize on them. So keep in mind, you need to be where the people are, and you need to be able to reach the global-minded consumer. With Facebook, we hope to be able to do this together. Thank you so much for attending today.
Thank you.